Now that we talked about airing down, let's talk about airing back up. Gotta get home somehow. I'm gonna run a simple onboard air system. It's engine driven. This is why the car's running. And it works pretty well. Gotta have the right tools for the job. This one works out quite well for me. I'll give you a little better idea of what system I'm running, how it's put together. I built it all myself for the most part, and it works well. So take a look at it, see what you think. So I picked up an AC pump at the junkyard years ago, and my 97 had the AC pump bracket already installed from the factory, but I didn't have a pump because this didn't come with air conditioning. So I was able to bolt the pump down directly in line, exactly as it would have come from the factory if it was air conditioning. Out of the output of the compressor, the airline runs around under my air intake and over to the cold screw filter, which draws the lubricating oil out of the system and cycles it back into the intake of the compressor so that it stays lubricated. That's the one drawback to a system like this, is it has to you have to maintain lubrication in there. So that allows me to cycle the compressor and blow the oil back in so that it stays running. That's kind of a key. After the air comes through the filter, it comes around and comes into a manifold. This is a check valve so that air can't back into or back pressure the system. And then from there I have a pressure switch which activates the compressor. When it drops down below, say 90 psi, it'll kick on and turn the compressor back on. Out of there I also have a ARB for the front, so this is the solenoid to actuate the ARB right here, and the airline comes out of there and goes down to the front locker. It's a pretty simple system, just keeps running. Kind of a little hokey put together homebrew system, but it works well. Puts out I think at an idle about 10 CFM, so it works well. I also have a tank. I'll show you the tank that I built. It's under the car. So this is the air tank that I built. It's made out of 4x6 quarter wall tubing. I boxed off the ends with the inlet here, and then coming out the back there's a drain, so you can pull any oil out. Actually pulled the drain plug out of it just a couple months ago, and there wasn't a single drop of oil in there, so that's good. I'm pretty happy about that. That means my filter system is working correctly. My air compressor is activated with my custom switch panel. Turns the compressor on right there. Coming out of the front of the manifold, I run a line that comes down, and this red line here, and it comes down and it feeds this air chuck so that I can air up my tires without having to pop the hood and or whatever, you know, whatever you want to use air for. The system runs strong enough that at an idle it'll run an impact or air tools pretty efficiently. If I do need to get more air out of it, I can always kick the idle up a little bit. But that's my redneck homebrew onboard air system, and it works well. It's been functioning pretty well for a good long while. So the airline that I use is this 1/4 inch polyurethane line. It's nice and light, plenty strong, nice and pliable. Doesn't get all kinked up for the most part. It lays out pretty flat, and it's nice and small, compact. That's what we need. Compact items for all the crap that we have to carry. So I always recommend something like that. Good idea. The air chuck that I use is from Power Tank. It allows you to air down a little bit if you need to adjust pressure. Throws the air out there quite well. It's plenty fast. It has the clip-on end, so you can put it on. It locks on and stays there. You don't have to stand there and hold it. Pretty convenient. It wasn't cheap. but it's worked well for a good long while. So I'll definitely recommend one of those. There's other products out there that'll do the same thing. There might even be other products out there made by different companies that are virtually the same thing. Keep your eyes out. I'll definitely recommend one of these. So there are a lot of different ways to get onboard air. You can use an electric pump, engine mounted pump like I have, power tank. It makes those cool tanks so you can just refill whenever you need. I ran an electric like ARB pump for a while and it worked okay, but it just didn't have the output to really air up tires but it was enough to run the lockers. So there's a lot of things to consider when you're buying what you're buying. I know ARB makes a really cool electric pump now that actually does have enough CFM to air up tires at a reasonable speed. So that's always a good option. You can stash it somewhere in your car, under your seat. I don't know where you can put it, but you know, there are options. I spent a lot of years limping home from the trail or limping to a gas station from the trail to get my tires back up to a reasonable pressure, and then getting home and actually airing them up fully. So onboard air, is it a necessity? Not really. Are you going to wish you had it when you're at the end of the trail and you're waiting in line to use your buddies? Yeah, but you can make do. We all have, we all will. Who knows, maybe I'll have to again. Something breaks. That's one of those things. It's a Jeep thing. Have a great day. Hope the world's treating you right today. It's a beautiful hump day here in Nevada. It's supposed to be in the low 90s today. It's going to be hot enough for me. Well, enjoy your day. Take care. Talk to you soon. Green Jeeps only, baby. Gotta love it. Get yours today. It's the only way to fly. Not normal graphics. They kick ass.